So, I've built up quite the reputation when it comes to modded Minecraft servers. I've been worshipped as a god, created weapons that could one-shot any living being, created crazy wither farms, and even tanked several /kill commands spammed by a bad server owner. But this time, the story went a little bit differently. I was outright banned on the latest modded faction server that I played on, for essentially being too powerful, which is both depressing and hilarious.
I call it deplarious.
Trust me, you're gonna want to watch till the end of this to fully appreciate the build-up of our power, our super advanced raiding methods, the behind-the-scenes drama, and the stupidity of the decision made by the admins. This server started just like any other. Someone left a comment asking if I would join the server. Wait, what? Is the name of the server censored? Server. Modded server. The modded server named looks like they lost their promo privileges. Neat. But Kuba, that's my name by the way, didn't you show the logo of the server last time you talked about them? Why, of course, but what's more of a promotion? Generic Galacticraft looking logo, or the actual name of the server? Yeah, exactly. I won't lie though, I didn't join the server straight away, because the amount of comments I get is insane. However, as time went on, I got some more comments about this specific server. People were asking me to come on and defeat a specific player named Storm. Apparently, he ruled the server with an iron fist and was unbeatable, which obviously intrigued me. I logged on and played for a little bit to try and figure out what the pack was about a little bit before I invested my time. And to be honest, I really enjoyed the pack when I was playing during this time period. Unlike most of modded faction servers, mining lasers weren't the optimal method of becoming rich. This was because the UU matter from IC2 could be used to craft essentially everything in the game. Most, if not all, gems and ingots could be crafted using hidden UU matter recipes, making the meta focus around the generatable resource. This was a very interesting concept to me, so naturally I dived right into developing some techniques for the UU matter meta, including the use of nuclear craft blocks to convert RF directly into EU, allowing me to pump far more energy into the mass fabricator, the machine which is used to generate the UU matter, than normally possible. On top of this, I created a cobblestone recycler, allowing me to generate scrap boxes, which amplify the speed at which the mass fabricator generates UU matter significantly. After some further optimization, I managed to maximize my UU matter production before the server shut down and reset the map. Getting some flashbacks here. Once the server reset, I decided to get some teammates involved to speed up the process of resource gathering. Psy, Metaphor, and DePerks joined the server. To be completely honest, I was very excited to play on this server because of the things I had heard about Storm. He, by all accounts, was a highly skilled player who knew the mod pack in and out, meaning I could finally have some actual competition in the modded space. I talked it over with him, and we decided to do a 1v1 fight in the future to determine which one of us was the best. So, let's show him what we're made of and get our UU matter production rolling. Hey cheesebobi, they updated the mod pack. Oh really? What did they add? Mystical agriculture. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, sure. Who needs an interesting one-of-a-kind resource meta when you can just slap in one of the most overpowered resource generation mods to ever exist? Because of course, setting up an advanced machine with interesting power delivery methods is lame. Let's just make seeds produce resources instead. Well, actually, Kuba, that's my name by the way, it's not that simple because the resources seeds require essence, which takes a while to generate. Some seeds need red essence, which is like super expensive. Kiddo, I'm gonna need you to listen for a second. Sure, to a normal person, red essence might seem a little hard to acquire. Look, like, fine, yeah, you need 1,000 Inferium essence, and combine it several times with different recipes to create 4 of the red essence. Doing this for every high-end resource, you might have a little problem, because that is a lot of essence to create, but using my Rick and Morty brain, I can just skip to the red essence straight away, and to be honest, the method to do so is painfully easy. Especially for me. You see, no matter what server I join, whatever the meta might be, it always seems to be broken through one simple method I discovered over a year ago. Like always, the answer was a wither farm. You see, on this server, the wither doesn't only drop nether stars, it drops multiple red essence every time it is killed, meaning you can just farm withers instead of making an Inferium farm. And on this mod pack, the killing of the wither is so simple anybody could do it. It's a basic mob grinder, making it far too easy to generate red essence. From here on out, it was trivially easy to generate any resource by placing the seed in an immersive engineering farm, or using the Botania lily pads of fertility to grow the seeds at an insane rate. And just like that, the once interesting meta had become a joke for our team, because seeds go brrr. And we did all this within the first day of us playing, meaning we spent the majority of our time flying around looking for bases. Which is actually where the problem started to arise. We were a team of 4 flying around the overworld, and when you fly around the overworld, you tend to find a base or two. This, however, was amplified as the server had a mob stacking plugin, which would take mobs and stack them together in one mob to reduce lag. This gave them a name tag. This was a great feature for server performance, but a terrible feature when it comes to raiding, as this meant any mob farm or loaded area would generate stacked mobs around the base, allowing us to have multiple name tags to spot. All you had to do was fly at the correct height with a low FOV to see names appear below you. Anytime I saw a name tag underground, I would dig down, explore, and see if I could find a base. More often than not, it was just a random mob that just happened to spawn, but on occasion it would reveal a base. Now think about a team of 4 doing this method. We managed to find quite a few bases. We didn't want to raid too many people, so we would take notes of their base coordinates, and using their mechanism machines we could determine whose base it was. One of the bases ended up being none other than Storm himself. While flying, I saw the name of a stacked creeper. I managed to dig down to it and found it in an oddly shaped hole. I dug around and quickly realized that these oddly shaped holes were actually leftover ore holes from a digiminer that was used in the area. So I continued digging to try and find where the digiminer had been used. As I dug around more, I started hearing machine noises and managed to dig up into the base. Once our rival arrived, we decided to give him a little bit of a good old-fashioned cheesebobi trolling. Using my power armor, I made myself fully invisible and investigated the area further. Naturally, I took the opportunity to scare Storm a little bit. He knew I was rather advanced in terms of programming, so I started a false narrative with him in chat, asking if it worked. As he replied, I placed a sign behind him with an ominous message. Once he spotted it, he could not stop freaking out. I mean, just look at the panic on this man. He was absolutely terrified. He thought that I had just used open computers to put a sign in his base. So now that his heart rate was increased, I decided to tell him to wait a minute, and turned off my invisibility in front of him, making it seem like I had teleported to him. He, on the spot, quit the server, claiming I won the fight because he couldn't even compare. This was actually rather upsetting for me, as one of our biggest rivals had just ran away with his tail between his legs, because of a meme sign. During his panic, he ended up messaging the staff about how I was cheating and abusing the rules. -rep. Dude falls for a sign and then starts false snitching. After some chatting in Discord, he even sent me a speech he wrote for when he won our fight. Cheesebobi, you may claim to be a god, and you very well might be, but like almost everything else, and like every other god, you will fade away, but legends will never die. Which is like even more pretentious than that Kuba guy I keep hearing about. Name, by the way. With our main goal bailing on us, Sai ended up expanding our search to other planets by making the various tiers of rockets, allowing us to hunt for richer players and donators out in space. And look, at this point, people were already starting to speculate because in my modded war video, I said, I'm in a computer inside of Minecraft using Lua and an external device, meaning hypothetically, if someone wanted to, they could have made an army of robots that fly out and analyze the world, reporting any players found back to the main computer, with accurate, up-to-date coordinates. So hypothetically, that would reveal where Adam's base was. Which was starting to cause panic. Storm didn't help with this speculation by outright saying I used open computers to find him, even though I obviously didn't, claiming that I could place blocks anywhere and teleport to people. This was starting to draw some attention to our team from the admins. The fear didn't slow down when we managed to find 2 more bases on another planet. Oh my god, they must be cheating. There is no way they can do that. They are using open computers to find bases? This is so unfair. Guys, can we take a moment and respect the teachings of our elders? Some random homeless dude once told me, bro, if you don't know the full story, don't assume. Y'all wanna know how we really found those 2 bases? Are you mentally prepared to bash your head on your desk? On Galacticraft planets, there are meteors. These meteors fall down and land on the surface. Fun fact, these can only generate in loaded chunks, and if an area like, oh, I don't know, a base stays loaded by a player who lives there, the number of meteors skyrockets, making a literal bullseye around the base. Oh, and fun little fact, we didn't even need to use this little trick for one of the two bases, because one of them was exposed at the bottom of a ravine, with windmill clusters above the entrance of the ravine. So tell me, how the hell were we not meant to find the bases by just flying around? Just look at Sai's playtime alone. It's obvious we'd find bases. But Cubit, how did you find the— Shut up! Shout out to anybody who gets those two references, by the way. Anyway, around this time, the server admins were starting to really pay attention to our antics, as they were starting to intervene in things that we did. My first realization that something was off was when FNAF player and I had a PvP fight. FNAF attacked me first, I managed to kill him twice, and then I saw this. You have been frozen. The staff froze me mid-air and teleported to me, giving me a lecture about killing people and how I was being unfair. Spawn killing is pointless when they have nothing worth killing for. But Swift, he attacked me. This was self-defense. It wasn't me. Like, come on, look at the area around us. How can you possibly see this open field fight as spawn killing? Oh, and I appreciate Obstructive just like vibing in the chat and like vibing in the sky, doing his own little thing while this all goes down. Totally appreciated. After this incident, I decided that the best course of action was to ask Swift about a YouTube rank, because who doesn't want free clout? Probably not the best timing, but you know what? Him freezing me also wasn't the best timing. Anyway, as we continued to play on the server, we got frozen a few more times for literally no reason, but the one that pissed me off the most was when they randomly froze Sai while he was mid-raid. How is that not meant to be seen as admin abuse? If the person logged in and killed Sai during this random, reasonless freeze, do you think that they would refund his items? The answer is a definite no. And actually, Sai is in the recording channel with me while I'm recording this script, which is really lucky because he's just added an extra little detail that I didn't know about until now. Apparently, the last raid that he did with Cal and Zero, they froze him and world edited the base away. That was done by the server owner himself, by the way. So as you can see, the admins kept a keen eye on us using Vanish, which made them completely invisible. Or at least completely invisible to normal players. We are not normal players. We found a way around it. We use Tinker's items with the Illuminate trait, as these apply the glowing effect to players around us, allowing us to highlight the invisible admins. Why is it? Yeah, he's right here. We can see him through the fucking invisibility thing. He's literally taking shit. Right, yeah, just proving that's obstructive right there. And he's just literally just yoinked stuff out, like, here. Wait, did he just take the heads? Yeah, he just took the heads. Do you know how weird it is to be watched at all times? I was legitimately trying to figure out how to place cobblestone in the least suspicious way possible out of fear. That is not the sort of feeling I want to be having while playing on a server. As another counter to this, I managed to create an online detection system that would use server data to figure out whether the admins were online, and if they were online, it would turn on a redstone light in our base, showing me that they were. So all I had to do was look at my redstone light, press tab, realize that the admin was not showing up in tab, and know that they are obviously in /vanish, meaning that I should take out my Tinker's weapon and see if they're watching me. And more often than not, they were watching me and my team. Also, for the record, I know I don't need open computers to do this, but it felt a lot fancier. After a while, Obstructive started an investigation to figure out how our team of 4 was impossibly finding all these different bases, which were so hidden even the admins couldn't find them. Cough cough, open fucking ravine. But to be honest, this was not an issue. People get panicked and obviously you have to investigate them. That is a thing that you have to do as a staff team. I had absolutely no problem with them investigating us as players to figure out that there was nothing going on shady-wise. I even said this to Obstructive at the time, when he accidentally messaged me instead of the raided base owner in a private message. We ended up having a very friendly chat, which ended with him making me a custom cheesebobi NPC, which was pretty neat, I guess. I mean, it literally does nothing. It just sits there and says, "Hello world." I mean, it's got a name tag, so I guess it makes my base slightly more visible, but other than that, it's literally pointless. It does nothing. I logged off for the night only to log on and find my base gone. But not just one base. 3 out of our 5 bases were completely gone. Apparently, according to a player on the team that raided us, they used our mechanism teleporters. Our private mechanism teleporters. Mechanism teleporters which can only be accessed by the player who placed them unless configured in a security terminal. And one of the raided bases didn't even have teleporters in it. This is kind of sus, but okay. Well, whatever, they ended up shifting from this narrative anyway, but obviously I was quite suspicious of the admin, especially Obtrusive, since he was definitely there at my base, and the team that raided us just so happened to be the team that he used to base with. I'm getting strong Adam flashbacks here, and I really don't appreciate it. Look, when it comes down to it, I have no definitive proof that the admins leaked our coordinates or anything like that, especially because Voew, the leader of the faction, seems like a chill and nice guy to me. A few of us interacted with him on the server in quite a positive way during our stay. However, from what I was told, Obtrusive frequently based with Voew and his teammates in the past, and when we managed to find their base using a more elaborate method, cough cough, yep, we only use an elaborate method this far into all this. Like, literally, you guys are all idiots. We got our stuff back and discovered a couple odd quirks in their base. Firstly, we spotted that their fear of us was immense, because they literally restricted all of our stuff and said that Voew had to dig through it one item at a time. Secondly, we spotted the tiny custom NPCs running around killing mobs in their base. Oh, what's that? You don't have little custom NPCs running around your base killing mobs for you? Strange that, isn't it? Like, sure, I got a custom NPC that stood there and did nothing other than say hello, but these NPCs literally ran around killing mobs. Oh, and if you got a little bit too close to them during your raid, they would one-shot you too. Now, doesn't that sound entirely fair and balanced to all the players on the server? Go ahead and ask Obstructive for some custom NPCs to protect your base for you when your base is getting raided. That sounds like a completely normal thing, and I have total faith that when you ask for this, you will also receive it. Because everybody is equal on this server, aren't they? We should all have access to it. Oh, and while you're at it, go ahead and ask them for creative items too. That's right, kids, Obstructive gave Mr. Alpatino a creative-only item, a scripter for the custom NPCs. Wow, I'm sure that couldn't be used in any unfair way. Oh wait, it already has been. And you might think, oh, well, they found it in their chest, you know, they forgot it. No. We found it on his person. He had it in his inventory. We killed him and took it out of his inventory. So yeah, look, I have no beef with Voew personally. I can't say the rest for my faction teammates, but I personally have no major beef. But admins allowing this to occur is absolutely unacceptable. This anger led me to discuss creating my own modpack and server in the future. Yeah, that's how mad I got. Because this was not an enjoyable experience. Ghost let this slip to the other admins, and they ended up inviting me into a staff meeting where they welcomed me with open arms as if they hadn't been stalking me for the past few days. NB Green, the server owner, told me he was looking into setting up more servers and had heard I was considering making one in the future. He proposed that I select some mods for a mod pack and they put it together, and their network sets it up as an officially hosted server, and they do all the behind the scenes. Wow! A Minecraft network was offering to allow me to make them a mod pack, and them moderate it, host it, and profit from my ideas. Obviously I said no, because like, come on, I just bought a custom rig to host like 20 servers on, and like, come on, was I really gonna trust the admins to run this properly, like, after everything that's happened to me? I don't think so, coach. Oh, and during this conversation, the admins decided to teleport over to my brand new base, and heck, Swift even decided that he should start mining out parts of our base for resources. Like, why, dude? He even ended up killing me for a joke, which I didn't appreciate too much, but at least it was in my own base. I logged off for the day, leaving Sai to complete the base, which he did, and then, according to the publicly viewable chat screen, an hour after Sai logged off, Voew came back from being AFK and started asking about the end portal, which is, kind of scary to think about. And then about an hour after that, he ended up finding our base. So, not ideal. I ended up having a conversation with Voew about this, and he did reveal one of my blunders, to be fair. Our coordinates were more or less similar to what they were in the Nether, with some extra minuses and the coordinates flipped and stuff. But they were similar enough where I could kind of see that strategy working out. But at the same time, some of the timings he told me directly weren't quite the same timings that appear to be in the logs. But again, I cannot guarantee anything. I'm personally okay with the whole situation. I'll let it slide. Sai, on the other hand, is absolutely fucking furious. He is not enjoying this at all. Something cool, though, was that Voew sent us a screenshot of their private Discord server showing their enemy tier list, and how I was seen as the end anime boss. And my team and allies were the largest threats ever seen on the server, and honestly, I'm quite flattered by that. Anyway, after our end base got raided, we ended up moving into some of our allies' bases, because most of our raw resources were gone at this point. But fun fact, every time that I stepped into an ally base, their base would happen to be raided the next day. In fact, 4 of our bases and 1 of our ally bases was raided within 3 days, and then Ghost got raided too when I went to his base about 5 days later, meaning a total of 6 bases got raided all within a week, all related to me. The day after I stepped foot in that base, the base was gone. Look, I'm not saying that the admins leaked our coordinates or anything, because apparently the guy who did find the bases was a cheater. I'm just saying the facts and how I had distrust with the admin team because of this during this exact situation. Despite this, we carried on playing, as we knew this video would have plenty of content. I was getting sick of all of our bases being raided, so I started working on an actually unraidable base. AKA buying out all the shop plots and making that our base. It's not in the rules yet. So go nuts, gamers. There is literally nothing stopping you from basing in the shops dimension and be essentially unraidable as long as you wall off your shop plot. Especially after someone robbed all those shops that one time with a specific machine that is now banned in that dimension. The next time I logged in, I was treated with an interesting situation. The second I joined, Swift teleported to me and some intense music started building. The man force-joined my faction and started his interrogation. "Aight you, cheesebobi." I can tell this is going to be intense because his menace and the spelling are off the charts. Give me a minute, I'm doing a Peter complaint. F-chat. Fine mom, I'll use F-chat. Gonna need you to tone down the rating. This will do. This man just straight up smites me? Bro, I'm responding and talking. Why is he abusing me with lightning? Did you just lightning my base? Yeah. It's on fire. Good. You gonna clean that up? Cheers. Bruh moment. You mind? You did it again. You gonna clean that one up. That's gonna burn some stuff, coach. This feels like admin rudeness. He ended up telling me I need to stop using open computers to raid people and get their cords, which is like perfectly legal since it's a thing you can do in their mod pack that they made. And we haven't even raided anybody but Voew with that method, but okay, whatever you want to go with, coach. Actually, even if we combined every raid and every base we found during our time on the server, we had raided around 7 bases total, which is actually rather low considering we're a 4-man faction with insane playtime and have been on the server for almost a month. Swift then proceeded to call my friends and allies subordinates, and then later slaves. Yeah, Zero Gravity, a little worse than that, buddy. He asked me to give him the Open Computers code, which I would be hesitant to give out under good circumstances, but all the admin freezing, killing, watching, two-facing, claims I was hacking, playing on alt accounts, and outright throwing insults at me and my allies made this not an ideal circumstance. If I gave out my script, it would be leaked and sent around faster than Lightning McQueen round a racetrack. So I obviously said no. Swift gave up trying and I told him that I'd only be on the server for like 3 more days tops, as I almost had all the footage I needed. I'd make a video and then I'd be gone. After this admin shakedown, a fellow player felt really bad for us and how the staff was treating us. So they ended up buying me and my team the tier 4 rank, which is the highest rank on the server. It gave us access to tons of kits and would allow us to make some insane progress. Oh, and it also gives us access to items only achievable through the kit, like the Creative Wireless Crafting Terminal, which, if I'm not mistaken, might be against the Minecraft EULA, since it's an item that can't be obtained by any other means apart from paying for it, and it gives a clear advantage in the game. And look, even if it's not against the EULA, it's a scummy thing to do. But hey, we own it now, so let's use it. Things were looking up for us. We had a plan for an unraidable base, kits giving us otherwise unobtainable items. What could possibly stop us now? NB Green has joined the game. Oh cool, the dramatic music is back. The network owner teleported to me and gave me a threatening message. Show my that code, cheesebobi. You know, maybe this grammar thing stems from the head of the operation. Like, I'm not saying I'm perfect at grammar, but I think I can do better than show my that code. Show my the OC code you use to track players. I gave him a little correction and then told him that the code lives and dies with me. He said, either explain how you do it or you're gonna have to leave the server. I told him I was leaving the server soon anyway because I had most of my footage, so I had no issue with the latter. To which he responded with banning me on the spot. Something tells me I'm not getting a YouTuber rank. Honestly, their banning me here didn't really make much sense. I literally would have been out of their hair in 3 days. The whole problem they had with me being there would have been gone in 3 days, and they would have had a YouTube video promoting their server. This could have increased their dying player base. Instead, they claimed that I was the cause of the decreasing player base, and banned me, claiming that I was hacking when people asked about it in chat and Discord. I logged onto their PvE server as quickly as I could and gave all of my kits away to random players so that they could enjoy it. Because I shit you not, I had that rank for about 10 minutes. The person bought me that rank, and then 10 minutes later I got banned. And how much are you willing to bet that the man who bought us the ranks didn't get a single refund? Because I'm willing to bet it's a lot. But yeah, NBGree ended up logging on and banning me from this server too, which retrospectively doesn't seem super fair, since their entire reason for banning me was linked to the PvP server. Like, the whole fact that I was raiding people was the issue. So I was harmless on the PvE server. Like, I guess they've got the rules of like, oh, if we ban you on one of our servers, you get banned from the whole network. So like, I guess that's fair. But like, whatever. I was just going to take the L and move on. Forget about the server, forget about the video. Well, I would have done that if the server staff didn't start sending attacks towards my channel. You see, I released a video discussing what modded Minecraft server should I play on, where I covered all the servers that I had played on and the servers that I knew about, discussing whether I would recommend them or not. I decided to not even say the name of this server in the video, just like in this video, for the exact same reasons. No promotion, no drama. The server staff seemed devastated by this because they ended up making a channel dedicated to hating on my video in their Discord server. They literally named the channel Meme on this video, 2 keys per person with proof. But their version of memeing was a little bit different than my version of memeing. They offered to give out free crate keys to people who disliked my video and left a mean comment. Naturally, upon hearing this news, my first reaction was to flee the country.
In case of a loss of cabin pressure, masks like this will drop automatically from the panels above your head.
I decided to go deep into the ground, almost 300 meters down into the depths of the ancient Polish mines, stemming back to the 13th century. You might wonder, Kuba, name by the way, why go so deep into these mines? The answer was simple. It was one of the world's oldest salt mines to ever exist. I had to go back to the roots of salt to discover how the staff brains operated because they were just like the walls in this mine. Salty as fuck. Unfortunately for them, the fact that they had to buy hate was absolutely hilarious to me. They couldn't just post the video and let people do whatever they wanted. They outright requested people to dislike and leave bad comments. They even added everybody in their Discord server. It's a 3,000 person server. They added everyone. But the funniest part of it all was that some people were not playing along. Like, can we just appreciate Chip, who I heard is handsome by the way, asking why I was banned instead of jumping on the free crate key bandwagon. And Freddy, who jumped out defending me with what he knew of me from other servers, and several other people who defended me too. Sai even jumped in making some good points, and some people even went out of their way to troll their staff by liking the video and leaving a nice comment. Vex, he left a positive reply and liked. That's the opposite to what you asked. Also, TF, Hank, you to be toxic, you be like I'm all wholesome, XD. Did Vex have a stroke while writing this? Staff on here really do not care about their self-betrayal, do they? So, not gonna lie, their whole buying dislike scheme was a great idea, because it did get me one of my most disliked videos ever. 18 dislikes is a bigger number than 169, right? Also nice. And you might be wondering why I didn't just make a video or Discord post about this, outing their server and sending my viewers to attack them back. Well, we got asked this question in our Discord. I mean, if someone is being toxic, you could like ping everyone and we could bully them or something. To which Sai replied with, nope, because that would be cringe. This message sums up my idea on the topic perfectly. I'm not gonna say the name of the server because if I do, it will send hate. And something tells me that I'd send a few more than 18 people, even without crate keys on offer. Look, I'm not going to tell you what to think of the staff or the situation. All I can say is look at the differences in the reactions between myself and the staff team. They banned me, claimed I was hacking, and blamed me for their shrinking player base. All I wanted to do was make an entertaining video, which would have brought new players to the server. And even when they did start sending us hate, myself and all the people involved from my side of the story stayed cool and restrained our community members from taking action and sending them hate. So yeah, make your own mind up on who was right. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day. Jesus fucking Christ, I cannot believe how long this video is. Like, literally, I tried to cut it down as much as I could. I cut out so much good material, and this is the point that it's at. It's 4 a.m. in the morning as I'm finishing this recording. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. You guys go have fun. Have a good day. I love you all. Peace.